Hi, Beck. So I just want to go and double check that I got everything you explained to me correctly. You came in here because you have right shoulder pain, that you've been experiencing that for about 2 years now. When I asked you to go and rate your pain on a 10, on a 0 to 10 scale, you rate at a 10, 10 being the worst pain imaginable. So we want to go and definitely look at that number, bring that number down, and get you the help that you need. But it constantly feels like somebody stabbed you. If you do any kind of like pulling, rolling, like that hurts. There was no injury or accident that you recall happening, but it's just kind of like just constantly always there. You've seen several providers. You've seen a chiropractor. You've seen you went to go get some acupuncture, and you tried icing it and over-the-counter medications, but those things don't really seem to help. So I'm glad you're here. We can go ahead and talk a little bit more about that, but I'm glad you're getting the help that you need. So from what we gathered for the exam, when I asked you just a whole bunch of questions and I had you do all kinds of exams, so it kind of came down to it seems like you have a pseudo frozen shoulder, and so this happens when the shoulder becomes stiff, and that's due because like your muscles are guarding it. So when you say you have to use your left arm because your right arm, like if you do a movement kind of like this, it immediately just brings you pain. And so because your muscles are guarding you from danger, it often leaves the muscles very just like stiff, stiff just as a protective mechanism. So I'm going to go and explain how we got here. Based on also on your MRI, it revealed that you have a first rib costochondritis on that right side, as well as the perineural cyst over that right T1 nerve root. And I know I'm just throwing words out there at you, but I do have a spine right here. So, say for example, this spine they'll have numbers. So one of those nerve roots, like this little guy, it's getting irritated, and he doesn't like it. And so that's one of the reasons why you're having those issues. So I know the term seems really scary, but it's basically a sac full of fluid. And so if that's the reason why it's bothering you, the cause is unknown, but trauma is suspected to be the underlying cause for this. So another test that we did with you was the coracoid pain test, and so this one was when I touched you in several parts around your arm. And so I asked you, oh, like, what's the pain intensity in this one? And so for the first one, you said a two. The second one, you said a three. And then for the third one that I asked you, you got a five. And so me as your uh, chiropractor, a score greater than three on that last one, it is going to be a positive sign for pseudo frozen shoulder. And so on the first, you got two, two, and then five. So that is the three-digit difference. And so the last test that we did was a root scratch test. I don't know if you remember this one. Was when I asked you to go ahead and bring your hand up one over and across and do that. So this is to go ahead and test your general mobility of the shoulder, and it gives us better information when considering doing a treatment plan. Okay, so one of the things that you mentioned is how you were anxious about not being able to exercise. I can only imagine how hard that must be, especially if you used to be a competitive bodybuilder. You mentioned you're worried about eating because you haven't been exercising as much, so you're worried about gaining weight. Um, and so we also want to go ahead and look into that because we definitely want you to go ahead and eat. You're scared that this is something that you're gonna live with since it has been going on for about 2 years. But you're here today so we can go ahead and get you active and get you for the moment, just get you moving, get you a little bit out of pain, and just giving you that confidence so you can go and move. So the pain has affected your industrial engineering supervision role at your job. You can still manage to get it done, but not to the level that you would like. You feel like the pain has affected your job performance, and I understand how stressful that must be. Additionally, you can pull things throughout the day, like picking up things from like the floor, close to you. It just sends a very sharp shooting pain on that right shoulder, and so that's why you're kind of forced to use that left shoulder to do all the mobility. But we do definitely want to go ahead and focus on getting you to move both your shoulders equally. Um, I know that was a lot, but in your own words, could you go ahead and tell me again what could you go ahead and repeat back what we discussed regarding your care? Great. Okay. Thank you. I'm glad there doesn't seem to be any confusion. So I'm gonna go and send you over this e-form, informed consent for you to sign, and then we can go ahead and then bring it. But yeah, just go ahead and get that sign off. And if you don't get it, please let me know. Alright, so next thing that we're gonna go and do, I'm gonna go and show you exercises. We're gonna go and do two main ones. I know you used to be a competitive bodybuilder. You used to having that active lifestyle. You mentioned that you're concerned about eating habits because you have not been active and you're worried about gaining weight. You're also in amazing industrial engineering. And you do play a big role as the supervisor, just managing people around, but you do like sometimes they ask you to go ahead and help out when you move, and that's something that they might be expecting of you. But it has affected your work performance. So I'll come up with two exercises that can help you get back into your active lifestyle. Just keep in mind that healing is it's not a straight line. It's more like ups and downs, ups and downs. So it is going to go and take a little bit of time. But you've been in pain for the last 2 years, so we want to go ahead and get you out of pain as soon as possible. All right, so the exercises, as soon as you have made significant progress, we're gonna go ahead and keep increasing on that, and we're gonna go and build off of it. So I have two for you. The first one's gonna be thoracic mobility foam roller, and so basically, I'll explain it to you. But we're just gonna be on a foam roller on a wall. We're gonna be coming up and down, and in the second one, we're gonna go and do torsional buttress, and I'll show you what we're gonna go and do with that. So for the first one, for thoracic mobility, remember when I had you do that apiary scratch test when I asked you to go and do this motion and then this motion? Well, what we found was that you had your one of the arms, it wasn't symmetrical. So basically, it's fine. This exercise was chosen is going to help you with that upward rotation of the scapula. And what this means to you is that it's going to go and help you kind of wake up those muscles that are protecting you. The ones that are stiff, this is going to go ahead and introduce movement again. And there might be a little bit of pain, there might not, but we want to go ahead and get that arm moving again. So we're going to go and do 5 to 8 repetitions for this exercise. And so for time purposes, I'm gonna go ahead and talk about torsional buttress, and then I'll quickly demonstrate the exercises. So the last one that we're gonna go and do is torsional buttress. So remember when I had you half kneeling, and I asked you to I asked you to go and rotate your body against the wall. So like you were kneeling and you were in this position, and I asked you to go and rotate. And so there was a decrease on that right rotation. So this exercise is going to go and help you create that anti-rotation stability. And so the body is all connected. It is all connected. You're going to go and mainly feel that you're going to go and feel that right here in this area, more like in your abdomen area. We're going to go and do 5 to 8 repetitions until you reach 80% RPE. And we're going to go and hold with each shoulder tap, we're going to go and hold for 5 seconds. And so 80% RPE, all it means is when you have just 2 more in your tank, say for example, you're used to doing 10, um, but you know what, this time you can only do about 8, that's okay, we're going to go and stop at 8. So whenever you have 2 more left in your tank, that's we're going to go and stop. So I'm going to go and demonstrate thoracic mobility foam roller. So I'm going to be right there. So just grab foam roller. You're going to be right next to the wall, and you're going to be doing basically this movement right here. So you're going to go and do that one, and then the last one you're going to go and do, you can go and grab a foam roller, not a foam roller, but you can go ahead and just be on the floor, and you're going to go and be on your knees, come on your knees, and then just in that position, go and pretend that the belt, you're going to go and go to the off, go right between your nose. Right here, so you're going to be in kind of this position, and then from right here, you want to go and tap, hold for about 5 seconds, and so you're going to go and do the same thing on the other side. With this one, try to keep your back nice and straight. Just go ahead and pretend that your belt, you're shooting it kind of like through your nose. But you want to go ahead and create that anti-rotation. And once you start doing it, you're going to go and notice that you're going to be right here and your body's going to shift. So that's what we don't want to happen. And it's going to go with time, it's going to go ahead and feel better.